Welcome back. This is Walter Morell, the real estate mentor, and today I am answering questions from Quora. If I had to choose which asset is better to invest in for the long term, commercial real estate, residential real estate, or land real estate, I would choose multifamily residential. I believe that commercial residential is facing a lot of challenges that I just don't think they're going to be able to overcome. In fact, we even think that the hotels and at some point malls, we're going to be buying those and converting them over to multifamily. Land, on the other hand, still has a lot of opportunity on the side of development. It can become a lot of different things. Land has the ability to become agricultural, and that may go up in value over time. And it also is a place where people can put multifamily or other businesses. So land's value will always go up and to the right. It just isn't going to be as fast as multifamily, which we're going to see happening. And I think commercial, we're going to see it. I mean, it's already suffering. We're going to see it continue to stay stabilized or start declining over the years. People are pulling out of commercial. There's less and less use for it. And we don't need these big facilities anymore. With robots coming in, with AI taking over a ton of jobs, all this office space is becoming useless space. I had $30,000 cash. Would I put it in crypto or real estate? Recently this year, I took $30,000, sold a house, and made $200,000. I know some of that's going to taxes, so $30,000. And then the other $30,000 immediately bought a coach. My coach is designed to help me sell more real estate, to help me bring more people into my training business. So $30,000 should make me another $300,000. That was a good investment. Another $30,000 I ended up put into the acquisition of paying off debt. So I had $30,000 in credit cards. These cards that I used to buy cryptocurrency, I had to pay them off eventually. So I took 30 grand to go pay that off. What did I buy with that 30 grand initially when I pulled it on the cards? I bought into Leo Finance, Hive Blockchain, and Cub Finance. Cub Finance is a platform that pays me. It's a DeFi platform that pays me dividends every single day. In fact, hourly, right? And I go and harvest a day. And I take about $100 a day from that. Of that 30,000 investment that was put into these different forms of crypto, I'll make that money back at the end of the year. And it's very consistent. It's about $100 a day, and it keeps bringing that money back in. So would I do that if that was my only 30,000? No, it would have been different. If that was my only 30, it would have been a totally different scenario. But I made $200,000, and to go and put 30 into crypto seemed like no big deal. Another 30 went into the event that we just did, the 100 Millionaire Summit. And that was $31,700. That was another good investment. My assumption, because this is recording before we actually do the event, is we'll probably make somewhere between $250,000 to $1 million, maybe not on day one, but throughout the rest of the next year, all the relationships we're building, all the people we're working with, the partnerships that'll be formed. I'll say that event makes anywhere between $250,000 to $1 million. So a $30,000 investment and a lot of effort. It took a lot of effort to get us all there and do what we're doing. But that's probably going to be the best return on investment that I made this year, truthfully. How can I invest in real estate from home? I am chuckling as I answer this. You just invest in real estate, right? Like the same way I do. You pick up the phone. I'd like to buy that house, please. Yes, put an offer in. I don't even always pick up the phone. Sometimes I just shoot a text. I text my agent, be like, hey, put an offer on that property. They're going to text me back and say, did you take a look at it? I'm like, no, go take a look at it. Send me a video, send me pictures. And if I like it, I put in my offer in. Submit the offer. They're going to ask me, do I have money? I'm just going to send them an email, a proof of funds or a LOI, letter of intent. There's my money. My bank has already, my pre-approval letter. Send that over. Why do I need to leave my house? Right? Like I can have no legs and I can still invest in real estate as long as my contractors know what they're talking about and my real estate agent puts in the freaking offer and my lender gets the financing lined up. In fact, my first house, I never met my lender. I didn't even know the guy. Like I showed up at the closing table, not ever meeting the guy who gave me all the money to buy the house. I never even met him. It wasn't until my third purchase, I finally meet my lender, right? Like he was like, I'll show up for the closing because I've done so much business with him. He finally was like, I should probably meet this kid. Right. And contractors, like if you send out 3 contractors to the property, you don't have to be there. You just be like, hey, this is what I want it to look like. Give them an ARV, an after repair value of another property. Say, this is what I want it to look like. Can you go in there? Tell me what it's going to take to get it there. You send 3 contractors to come back with 3 quotes. One guy's 100,000, the other guy's 80,000, the other guy's 60,000. It's like, what's going on here? And so then you verify, okay, are you all giving me the same exact stuff? Then you send them back out there because they're gonna be like, oh, well, I didn't realize you only wanted to do that. Or, well, in that case, I would have been a different quote. I didn't realize you wanted to do that. It would have been a different quote. You get those quotes back, you're still at your house. Like, why do you need to be at the property? Just make the money, like connect the deal, make phone calls, like connect more lenders to the deal, or get a buyer ready for the deal, or get your contractor quotes. Like, money is not made from physically leaving your house. It's from connecting with people outside of your house. Or you don't physically have to go anywhere. You just got to connect with people in other places. What does equity in real estate mean? When you buy an asset, let's say you bought this piece of real estate, right? You buy this building, and we'll say you pay $1 million for this, but the building is worth $1.2 million. On the market, it's worth $1.2 million. You happen to know the seller. He was a friend of yours, so he only sold it to you for $1 million. Then you owe $1 million, right? Like, say you borrowed all the money, you just bought it in cash, you paid $1 million for this, but you could sell it tomorrow. Let's say you did sell it tomorrow. You got somebody who wants to buy it for $1.2 million. That $200,000 is what's referred to as equity. Whether somebody buys it or not, the point is, would somebody buy it at that level? And if they would, you now have equity in the property. What I teach, since we're talking about equity, is I teach a process for buying a building with 20% equity, renovating it and gaining another 20% equity, and then holding it for 4 years, allowing the market to appreciate the 5% that the market has always appreciated on real estate to gain another 20% of equity. So you could, in 4 years on a piece of real estate, be at a 60% equity position, but I can add another 11%. I call it the be a decent human being discount, where you raise your rents on your tenants over those 4 years. That it will increase the value of the property. You get an 11% extra equity just from being a decent human being. Raise it, like, treat the building well, raise the rents, and you can be into an asset at a 74% equity position in 4 to 5 years. What scenario would make the entire real estate market drop? The only thing that really has that power is the government. So if the government plays with rates, that drops the market in a heartbeat. Yeah, if they went up 1%, done. Market would stop. It would slow down. It would stop. If they went up 2%, it'd be game over. Nothing would sell for a long period of time. Only investors would be moving in the market, and investors would be offloading, right? Like, they'd be getting rid of stuff. So like, the only thing that could have that kind of Thanos effect, right, like, would be interest rates. There are many other factors in the market that have effect on price, but interest rates is the only one thing that, if that one thing happened, instant slowdown, instant breaks. Has real estate hit its peak? So we're answering this in October of 2021, and the answer is no. Unfortunately, I think that we're actually at the new bottom. So if real estate goes up on average 5% per year, in the last 2 years, it's gone up 10 and 15%, then that means we are speeding up, which means a correction is due, because the average is 5% per year. So if we have 2 years of 10%, we know we're going to have a correction. There's going to be something that brings us down to where we belong. We don't have enough momentum into this explosion yet. Like, we have to swing past in order to come back down. And we haven't quite swung past where we belong. Like, we're past where we belong, but just by a little bit. Like, usually these corrections require some momentum before, like, whoa, this is out of control. I shouldn't be holding this right now. And people start selling. When everybody sells, it's when the market makes a correction. People are still in buying mode. They're still frantic. They're fanatics. They're buying and acquiring real estate. And so we're not anywhere near the top. In fact, we may be at the new bottom.